My mother never worked. Summary and theme. BBS First Business English. Summary in English. My Mother Never Worked by Bonnie Smith is a personal narrative that reflects on the author's mother's role as a stay-at-home mother and the societal view that her work was not considered real work. The author starts by describing her mother's daily routine, which included taking care of the children, cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry. She highlights her mother's hard work and dedication to raising her children and keeping the household running, and acknowledges that her mother's work was often invisible and unrecognized. The author then reflects on her journey of coming to understand and appreciate her mother's contributions. She writes about how she used to think that her mother's work was easy and how she didn't understand why her mother was always tired. However, as she grew older, she began to understand the physical and emotional demands of the work and the effort required to keep a household running. She also writes about how she used to think that her mother's work was not real work because it was not paid, but she now understands that this work is just as important as paid labor outside the home. The author also writes about the societal perception of stay-at-home mothers and the work they do. She writes about how society often views this work as not real work and how stay-at-home mothers are often not recognized for their contributions. She argues that this perception is harmful and that stay-at-home mothers should be acknowledged and valued for the hard work they do. She also writes about the importance of acknowledging and valuing the unpaid labor that is often done by women. The author concludes by writing about how her mother's work has profoundly impacted her life and how she is grateful for all that her mother has done for her. She writes that her mother's work was not easy and was often thankless, but it was also the most important work that her mother could have done. She also writes that she hopes that society will come to recognize and value the work done by stay-at-home mothers, so that future generations will not have to struggle with the same societal perceptions. My Mother Never Worked by Bonnie Smith is a powerful and moving personal narrative that challenges societal perceptions of the role of stay-at-home mothers and the work they do. The author uses her personal experience to highlight the hard work and dedication of stay-at-home mothers and the importance of recognizing and valuing this type of labor. She also writes about the personal journey of understanding and appreciating her mother's contributions, and the importance of acknowledging and valuing the unpaid labor that is often done by women. The story ultimately emphasizes the need to reevaluate societal perceptions of the role of stay-at-home mothers and the work they do. Theme of the essay. The theme of My Mother Never Worked by Bonnie Smith is the societal undervaluation of the work done by stay-at-home mothers and the importance of recognizing and valuing this type of labor. The author uses her personal experience to challenge the idea that the work done by stay-at-home mothers is not real work, and highlights the hard work and dedication that her mother put into raising her children and keeping the household running. The theme also includes the personal journey of the author as she comes to understand and appreciate her mother's contributions, and the importance of acknowledging and valuing the unpaid labor that is often done by women. The story ultimately emphasizes the need to reevaluate societal perceptions of the role of stay-at-home mothers and the work they do. My Mother Never Worked is a personal essay by Bonnie Smith that describes her mother's role as a stay-at-home mother and the societal devaluation of this type of work. Smith argues that her mother's work as a homemaker and caretaker is just as important and valuable as paid work, and should be recognized as such. She also describes the emotional and physical labor that her mother put into raising her and her siblings, and the ways in which this work has shaped her own life. Use of metaphor image. My Mother Never Worked by Bonnie Smith does not use any specific symbols. However, the author does use imagery and figurative language to describe the hard work and dedication of stay-at-home mothers. She describes the work of a stay-at-home mother as a heavy load and compares it to lifting and carrying 100 pounds of groceries and hauling a great many things. This imagery conveys the physical and emotional demands of the work and the effort required to keep a household running. The author also uses the metaphor of the invisible work to describe the work done by stay-at-home mothers that goes unrecognized by society. This metaphor highlights the societal perception that this work is not real work and the need to reevaluate this perception.
मेरी आमाले कहिल्यै काम गर्नु भएन। सारांश र विषयवस्तु BBS फर्स्ट बोनी स्मिथद्वारा मेरी आमाले कहिल्यै काम गरेनन् एक व्यक्तिगत कथा हो जसले लेखकको आमाको घरमा बस्ने आमाको भूमिका र उनको कामलाई वास्तविक काम मानिँदैन भन्ने सामाजिक दृष्टिकोणलाई प्रतिबिम्बित गर्दछ। लेखकले आफ्नी आमाको दैनिक दिनचर्याको वर्णन गरेर सुरु गर्छिन् जसमा बच्चाहरूको हेरचाह गर्ने, खाना पकाउने, सरसफाई गर्ने र लुगा धुने काम समावेश छ। उनले आफ्ना छोराछोरी हुर्काउन र घर चलाउन आमाको कडा परिश्रम र समर्पणलाई हाइलाइट गर्छिन् र स्वीकार्छिन् कि उनकी आमाको काम प्रायः अदृश्य र अपरिचित थियो। त्यसपछि लेखकले आफ्नी आमाको योगदानलाई बुझ्न र कदर गर्ने उनको यात्रालाई प्रतिबिम्बित गर्दछ। उनी कसरी आमाको काम सजिलो छ भनी सोच्थिन् र आफ्नी आमा किन सधैँ थकित हुनुहुन्थ्यो भनेर उनले कसरी बुझिनन् भन्ने बारे लेख्छिन्। तर उमेर बढ्दै जाँदा उनले कामको शारीरिक र भावनात्मक माग र घर परिवार चलाउनको लागि आवश्यक पर्ने प्रयासहरू बुझ्न थाले। उनले आमाको काम वास्तविक काम होइन भनेर कसरी सोच्ने भनेर लेखे किनभने यो भुक्तान थिएन, तर उनले अब यो काम घर बाहिर भुक्तान लोबर जस्तै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ भनेर बुझे। लेखकले घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूको सामाजिक धारणा र उनीहरूले गर्ने कामको बारेमा पनि लेख्छन्। उनी लेख्छिन् कि कसरी समाजले यो कामलाई वास्तविक काम होइन भनेर हेर्छ र कसरी घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूलाई उनीहरूको योगदानको लागि मान्यता दिइँदैन। उनी तर्क गर्छिन् कि यो धारणा हानिकारक छ र घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूले उनीहरूले गरेको कडा परिश्रमको लागि स्वीकार र मूल्यवान हुनुपर्छ। उनी महिलाहरूले अक्सर गर्ने बेतलबी श्रमलाई स्वीकार गर्ने र मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने महत्त्वको बारेमा पनि लेख्छिन्। लेखकले आफ्नी आमाको कामले उनको जीवनमा कसरी गहिरो प्रभाव पारेको छ र आफ्नी आमाले उनको लागि गरेको सबै कुराको लागि उनी कसरी कृतज्ञ छिन् भनेर लेखेर निष्कर्षमा पुग्छिन्। उनी लेख्छिन् कि उनको आमाको काम सजिलो थिएन र प्रायः आभारी थिएन, तर यो उनको आमाले गर्न सक्ने सबैभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण काम पनि थियो। उनले यो पनि लेखेकी छिन् कि उनी आशा गर्छिन् कि समाजले घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूले गरेको कामको पहिचान र मूल्याङ्कन गर्नेछ, जसले गर्दा भावी पुस्ताले समान सामाजिक धारणासँग सङ्घर्ष गर्नु पर्दैन। बोनी स्मिथद्वारा मेरी आमाले कहिल्यै काम गरेनन् एक शक्तिशाली र गतिशील व्यक्तिगत कथा हो जसले घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूको भूमिका र उनीहरूले गर्ने कामको सामाजिक धारणालाई चुनौती दिन्छ। घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूको कडा परिश्रम र समर्पण र यस प्रकारको श्रमलाई पहिचान र मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने महत्त्वलाई हाइलाइट गर्न लेखकले आफ्नो व्यक्तिगत अनुभव प्रयोग गर्छिन्। उनी आफ्नी आमाको योगदानलाई बुझ्ने र कदर गर्ने व्यक्तिगत यात्रा र महिलाहरूले प्रायः जसो गर्ने बेतलबी श्रमलाई स्वीकार गर्ने र मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने महत्त्वको बारेमा पनि लेख्छिन्। कथाले अन्ततः घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूको भूमिका र उनीहरूले गर्ने कामको सामाजिक धारणालाई मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने आवश्यकतालाई जोड दिन्छ। निबन्धको विषयवस्तु बोनी स्मिथद्वारा मेरी आमाले कहिल्यै काम गर्नु भएन को विषयवस्तु घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूले गरेको कामको सामाजिक कम मूल्याङ्कन र यस प्रकारको श्रमलाई मान्यता र मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने महत्त्व हो। घरमा बस्ने आमाहरूले गरेको काम वास्तविक काम होइन भन्ने विचारलाई चुनौती दिन लेखकले आफ्नो व्यक्तिगत अनुभव प्रयोग गर्छिन् र आमाले आफ्ना छोराछोरी हुर्काउन र घर परिवार चलाउन लगाएको कडा परिश्रम र समर्पणलाई हाइलाइट गर्छिन्।